So let us thank you, Winnie, for this key observation. Oh, now, this is number 3. No. These are not minutes. This is official opening of the 17th. Item number 3. Yes. I recognize the presence of the CPA. I don't know the new, I have not mastered the new nomenclature of the establishment. So I'm an old man. I still go by the old. So correct that. Any other additions or subtractions or observation? Yes.
Paragraph 3, Chairman is missing apostrophe. Chairman's report.
Hey, well noted. That is English. Well noted. Well noted. Now, may I ask any member there to move a motion to adopt the agenda of the day with some amendments? Yes, someone there? Maybe, yes.
Thank you, Chairman Body. Sergeant Otwa Noble Charles, Delegate representing Sierra Castle Training School, Special Forces. With amendments to agenda number 3, I move a motion to adopt the agenda.
Those second the motion. Yes.
Warrant Officer 2, Yerimaso Jumba, 2nd Division, Artillery and Air Defense. Seconded.
Thank you. Another one, the second person.
Staff Sergeant Katabaro John Plan, representing 101 GBAD and NMH, seconded.
Thank you very much. The proposed agenda with some corrections has been adopted by the meeting, the AGM. Thank you very much. Now, we have the agenda before us now, then we need to follow it and proceed. My remarks, few remarks are to warmly, on behalf of the board and the entire leadership of Wazalendo Sacco, to warmly welcome you to this 18th annual general meeting of Wazalendo Sacco. I want to thank you. Oh, okay. That's where you tell people who go to churches and those who don't. Next time we are electing a chairman, include that one in the criteria. Who is reading us? A volunteer there, thank you.
Warrant Officer 2, Yerimaso Jumba, Artillery and Air Defense for the prayer. Let's humble ourselves and pray. Father, in the mighty name of Jesus Christ, we thank you for this wonderful morning. You created all the days, but you separated a special one and called it today. King of glory, we are gathered here for a mission. It might look a human mission, but specifically purposed by you. We call upon your Holy Spirit for guidance, King of glory. Whatever will be discussed here, King of glory, let it not be from our own heads and understandings, Let it be guided by your Holy Spirit. Job chapter 1 verse 5, King of Glory. It says, as the sons of God were gathered, even those of the devil were in. King of Glory, we are given power in Matthew chapter 17 verse 17, King of Glory, that whatever we shall pray, we shall be given to. King of Glory, we rebuke all the powers of the evil one that are ready to sabotage this meeting. However, we call upon the powers of the Holy Spirit to lead us through the right way. Guide our leaders, guide us, King of Glory, that at the end of the time, we shall live glorifying your name. In the mighty name of Jesus Christ, everybody say.
Once again, good morning, members of Wazalendo Sacco AGM. I want, as I had earlier said, I want to take this opportunity on behalf of the entire leadership of Wazalendo Sacco, that is the board and management, to warmly welcome you here today and thank you for honoring our invitation and come and attend this very, very important meeting. I have a statement, a prepared statement. It is, I think, from who is it? It is from page 29 to page 31. It is in the book, in the bigger book, so you can read it. That would be too much for me. What I'm going to do, I'm just going to make a few remarks in a form of a summary. That one you can take it, read it, and then if you have any questions, you can always look for me and send me those observations. Mine is a statement, but I'm here to present to you a report. And this whole book you see contains an AGM report. Now, they are put together. They form a report about this AGM. And I'm here because AGM, you'll find there is a statement by the CEO. You'll find there is analysis of every detail of what we do contained in this. So, but together, it is a report to you by Wazalendo Sacco leadership. And AGM is a function of the board. And I'm here before you to present this whole report. So the rest you will hear or you will read, but you will hear from the different presenters presenting pieces of this compiled report. Whatever we do in this, when you elected us and we appointed management, we follow three main things. One is our vision. Where is it? Page what? Page 12 of of this book, I want to take you back to our vision, mission, and mandate. Our vision is to be a strong and self-sustaining circle that drives the development of its members. As simple as that. If I may repeat, to be a strong and self-sustaining circle that drives the development of its members. What is our mission? Our mission is to mobilize funds in order to provide affordable financial services that effectively improve members' welfare. This is our vision. We have the mandate as the leadership. Our mandate is to improve members' welfare through providing financial services and solutions that enable members to engage in productive activities for wealth creation. This mandate provides us with a compass of everything that we do in terms of how we manage our business, the decisions that we make, and how we handle relationships with the members and other stakeholders. That is what we do. So whatever we do, we follow these three areas. What is our mandate? What is our vision? What is our mission? To be able to achieve this, we normally come up with a 5-year strategic plan. A 5-year strategic plan. From the 5-year strategic plan, we draw a 3-year business plan. So that is how we do our work. So therefore, whatever is contained here, it follows exactly that roadmap. That is what gives us our direction. So therefore, when you see, or when people present here, you will get to understand what we do. Now, when you read the details of this booklet, you will find we are on track. The circle has really grown. I want you to take note of one thing. When I was reading mission, vision, and mandate, you did not hear something to do with profit. No. A circle is not a profit-making entity. It is a welfare organization. But for us, we go an extra mile. After we have satisfied you with the services, we also make money for you. And I'm happy to inform you that this year, through our careful handling of your circle, we made, here we are before the cameras, we don't want to use some names which will cause us trouble. So for us, we don't make profit. You press people, don't go and say, Wazalendo Sacco made the profit. Ours is a humble surplus. Ours is a humble surplus. This year, we made a surplus of 72.7 or something billion, not of a million, but billion. After we have served you, after you have, So the circle is doing extremely well. We have so far, cumulatively, given you about 2.4 trillion. 2.4 trillion Uganda shillings in form of loans. As we talk now, the money that you still have, how much is the loan portfolio? CEO. As we sit here, all of you, if you know you have a loan, if you are here and you know you have a loan, it totals to 700 and with you. Actually, if you look into this book where the statistics are listed down, you'll find your total shares plus the total savings. If you combine our status, all of us, we are over 100,000 now, members. It is less than the loan you have. It is less than 700 and something. So you would wonder, then where do you get? And you keep on taking loans every day. So that is how we really carefully manage your funds. So we need a big hand clap, because that one is the first one. So therefore, to me, I'm not here. I'm here just to give you the overview that your Sacco, actually, whenever we go for continental meeting, there is a continental meeting called ACOSCA. ACOSCA is the organization. Then the meeting is called what? Sacco conference. That is the continental apex body for all SACCOs and cooperatives in Africa. And you heard we are number 6. And those we are behind are 5 or Kenyan SACCOs which were formed in 1970s. They are about 33 years older than us. But we are, and the CEO of ACOSCA is a Kenyan. So every time we are in a meeting, actually people now have developed bias about us. The man talks of Wazalendo Sacco, Wazalendo, the growth of so it is, you know. So that is where we are. Those are the good news I want to give you, that you are doing extremely, the Sacco is doing extremely well. But my concern, and I've been telling you, and I will always tell you, whether you get annoyed with me, whether you don't vote me, whether you chase me, I will always tell you this. This Sacco was not formed or created to grow as a Sacco. No, it was created to make you grow economically and financially. So for me to stand here and keep on mentioning billions, 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 you will see, you will hear, CEO, the kind of billions you will mention here. For us, we last mentioned millions, I think, when Comrade Moses was the chairman, because it had just started. Even at that time. But where is these billions in our lives? That is what is important. The other day I was telling some people, some members, I'm doing a research, I'm investigating. The national census now reveals that 39% of Ugandans are still very poor. They are below poverty. They are outside the money economy. They work for eating only. So the investigations I'm carrying out is to know how many of the 39% are members of Wazalendo Sacco. I want to find out that one. Because now, government is giving 1 million each of those 39. Me, I'm giving you 2.4 trillion. How can you still be with those people? So I'm investigating that one because my intention is to really find out where is the problem. The Sacco was created therapy and it has grown. Yesterday, me, I'm not in management, day-to-day management. But the other day I sat with this man, Chibedi, who is the external auditor. Because I was thinking maybe these technical people can be smart and keep on giving me figures. Kumbe, figures don't reflect what is actually in the Sacco. I said, please, can you tell me, is this true? The man said it is true. So, delegates, do you know why you are delegates? Do you know why we incorporated ordinarily members of the command and staff are not supposed to be delegates? But we did incorporate them because of their role in command. Wazalendo Sacco has grown, has come this far because of the command element. So we put you there because of the role you play as commanders. So please help our troops to take advantage of this very fast growing Sacco and grow themselves financially. Finally, the final point I want to touch on is about security. Security. We are here as security officers. Our number one constitutional mandate or obligation or function is to secure Uganda with its borders and the people and their property from any external aggressors. That is our number one constitutional mandate. But after the Cold War, I think it was in 1993, there was a conference, I think in Copenhagen, by UNDP, where countries sat to redefine security after the Cold War. They sat and redefined the security. They shifted from this role I've just mentioned to be the only one to mean security. They came up with 7 clusters of security. They shifted from border security to human security. From border security to human security. They called it freedom from fear to freedom from want. And they identified 7 clusters of human security. Number 1 was political security. You could be having secure borders, but internally, if you are politically unstable, then you cannot talk of security. That is number 1 cluster. Number 2, quickly. Number 2 was economic security. You can have secure borders. No aggression, no aggressor, no aggressors. But when you are economically not stable, then you cannot boost of security. And I want to assure you that this Wazalendo Sacco was actually created to solve that. The other cluster is food security. You can have secure borders, but if you don't have food in your house, are you secure? Certainly you are not secure. Food security. The other one is environmental security. This one we are destroying, we don't know that actually we are going to have it rough. The other one was health security. Of course, if you are sick and you have no treatment, then even if you have your borders secure, then you are not secure yourself. Then there is what they call community security. Community security means there are certain things certain communities believe in. Now, if you, the state, or you, the individual, deny those people, those things, then they are communally insecure. For example, we are in Busoga here. They have a kingdom as Busoga. They believe in their kingdom. Now, if a state or individuals deny them that, then you render them insecure. How many have I mentioned? Those are how many? Have I covered all of them? Those are how many? 6. You can also add the 7th. Personal security is the 7th. Personal security. The borders could be secure, but when I'm passing, someone shoots me. Then I cannot say I'm secure. So that is General Gumayo's area of responsibility. So that we are not shot in the streets and in our houses. So those were 7 clusters of the new look of security in terms of human security. So therefore, it is dangerous for us who are supposed to provide security to Ugandans when actually we are not secure in some areas. I don't think you can concentrate on the border very well when you know your children have got issues, have not gone to school, have no food. Therefore, Wazalendo Sacco was formed and created. We have come a long way in to exactly sort of those components of human security, especially economic security and probably food security. So I want to urge you, as I finish, I don't want to talk much. I want to urge you to please utilize, take advantage of this very fast growing circle. This is where our life is. Even if we pause and will come, Afande Peter. Therefore, Wazalendo Sacco was created, was formed to exactly solve those areas of human security. And I want, therefore, to urge you, to request you, members of the annual general meeting, to take this message, to mobilize our people, sensitize our troops, to hunt for those who come to steal from them. There are money sharks out there who are targeting the troops you command when there are better services here given by their circle. Please, that is my message to you. Otherwise, I want to thank members of Wazalendo Sacco. I want to thank members of Wazalendo Sacco. I'm talking of growth of Wazalendo Sacco. This cannot be possible if members were not actively saving and borrowing and buying shares. So I want to salute them. We are where we are because of the members. I want to thank you, honorable delegates, for the great work you are doing. And because of that work, and because of this need I'm talking about, you will discover in the budget, we have increased the budget for training, to train you and those you read. So you will see that component of budget that aims at continuously training you on how you should help the members to benefit from the Sacco. I want to thank our partners, those we work with, for the great support. I want to thank for all these achievements. I want to thank the management team headed by Colonel Freddy Joseph Onata for the great work. We are reporting what we are reporting because of the management hard work. The leadership, Afande is here, and the entire leadership, you've not had many cases being reported to you that in Wazalendo Sacco there are those staff. No. We cannot allow such a thing to happen. So I want to thank the Colonel Nata, our executive man with the directors and heads of department and all the staff members of Wazalendo Sacco for the job well done. I want to thank Minister of Defense for their and UPDF leadership for your unconditional support in form of advice, in form of everything, any support that you render to us. We are grateful, and like I had already said, Wazalendo Sacco has reached where it is because of the element or component of the command led. So I want to salute you for that support. The final group I want to end with are the torch bearers of this Sacco, the vision bearers, and these are members of the board whom I chair. So I want to thank members of the board. I don't know where they are. Please stand up. They should give you the microphone to mention your names before I sit down. This is the board that I chair, and we always drive the vision, mission, and mandate of this Sacco. We are normally close. We have a very, very cordial working relationship with the management, because if the two, before the board, I want to salute the work of the members of the SUPCO, Supervisory Committee, headed by Colonel Rukundo. There are 3 of them. Their role is to put an eye, whether you are the chairman or board member, are you moving to the right direction? So I want to thank you for the great job. So can you
Lieutenant Colonel Alan Kitanda, I'm the board vice chairperson. Thank you, sir.
Lieutenant Colonel Jerome Hendo, incoming Treasurer Board.
Lieutenant Colonel Jagwe Benon Kato, the outgoing Treasurer.
Major Peter Metanik Twaire, Board Member representing Northern Region.
Captain Dasan Bonaniche, I represent Western Region. Major Mariam Kagoro. I represent the lady officers and men.
Captain Isaac Bisaru, board member, Central Region.
Major Norongodia, board member representing Eastern, where we are. Thank you.
Kanudan Tizumayo, I'm the board secretary, Wazalendo Sacco.
Staff Sergeant Usuko Peter, board member representing Western Nile region.
Those are the great members of the board that have, for some time, steered the growth of this circle. I remember when I took over as the chairman board, I found we had one cash branch, which was in Bombo. One cash branch. And this is not a long time ago. But the other day, about 4 or 5 days ago, we opened the 10th cash branch in Fort Portal. So from 1, we have 10 now. And out of those 10, 6 are actually not in the barracks, because we have a target. We've been singing, you have not understood it, but for us we have a vision. We want to tap onto the money that is loitering in towns of Uganda and in villages. Not necessarily from soldiers, but from wananchi, because we are now in a position to compete. I'm sorry, we have banks here. We really cooperate, but in cooperation also, you can never stop competition. Because they also go behind us, mobilizing our people. We shall get soft loans, what? Okay, we are also coming to the other population, and we see. So we think, so we are having branches that are outside the barracks, because we want our retired generals and officers and soldiers, when they remain in the circle, they easily access those branches in towns. They don't have to go to quarter guard, Kibari, I don't know what. And then, of course, the population. So please, Wazalendo Sacco, I repeat, is growing. And actually, we are appealing to you. You no longer need to have your salaries in these commercial banks. Why do you deny your bank to grow? And you take your money to, okay, our friends. But, so please, we are now in position to manage your salaries, our salaries, and grow our circle, and grow our welfare, and grow our financial capacities to the level we want. I wish you all the best. I wish you a fruitful meeting. Thank you very much.
Wazalendo wa NRA pamoja, ushindi wetu ni wa lazima. Wazalendo pamoja, wazalendo pamoja, ushindi wetu ni wa lazima. Siku yalikufa kwa mapambano, ushindi wetu ni wa lazima.
Okay, let us proceed. And I want to inform you that this meeting is not going to go beyond 1, because we are now going to run through, because here we don't go into details, because we spent a lot of resources coming to you for pre-AGM meetings. Because here we have guests, we have visitors, we have, you know, that's why we give you that opportunity. That's why we spend on coming to you. We presented the entire book to you, and you asked questions, and we answered those we did not answer. We promised you to answer. And so here it is just a ceremony that we run through, and we should be done by lunchtime. And now the next item will be reviewing the minutes and matters arising. And these ones, we need them in just a summary. You go page by page. If there are observations, then we move. Thank you.
Chief guest, sir, general officers present, commander and staff, senior officers, chairman board, the CEO, invited guests, honorable delegates, the board of directors, supervisory board, management, all protocol observed. My names are Colonel Dan Tizwayo. I'm the board secretary of Wazalendo Sacco. And on the guidance of the chairman, we are not going to take long in reviewing these minutes, the previous minutes of the last AGM.
Members' minutes are contained in the small
Yeah, so look at page 4 of these small booklets, and we are going to flash this on the screen. I'll just go summarizing each paragraph. And if there is any observation or any amendment you want to make to these minutes, please feel free to raise them so that we go through this quickly. The first minute was adopting, was a prayer, which the chairman, I think, guided that next time we should begin by adopting the agenda, then we go into prayer. The second one was adoption of the agenda. Go to the text. And I think that was clear. Third, it was official opening of the meeting by the chairman board. The fourth was the chairman's report, and a summary of this was, he talked about our theme then, which was growing membership for sustainability. He further went in the next paragraph to talk about the mission and vision. In paragraph 7, he talked about improving members' welfare and opening of the cash branches he has alluded to in his speech today. And also, he informed the meeting that our loan size now stretches up to 350 million. So a member can borrow up to 350 million. In the 8th paragraph, he talked about the common bond, which we are going to look at later in our proposals. And in the 9th paragraph, he talked of the obligations of members. As members, you must be ethical, honest, faithful, and you must observe the bylaws and the codes of conduct. In the 10th paragraph, he talked about education, which he also alluded to today. You should improve on your education by joining these trainings that are all over in Akoska, Saka, and all that. Then in the 11th paragraph, he talked about avoiding overspending and spending in luxuries. He also talked about investing wisely. And he went on to talk about maximizing members' value by opening up new ventures. As you notice on our agenda, we have a presentation by the Managing Director, Wazalendo Investment Limited. These are the new ventures that we've come up with. Then he talked about Wazalendo giving affordable loans. Affordable in the sense that we give loans that give a low interest rate. That will be explained by the CEO. And he also advised on continuing to save and borrow and investing wisely. I won't go much into the presentation of the reports.
Out of that, each share got 1,635 shillings. In 2022, from the surplus of 60 billion, after making statutory reductions, again, we made a 40% payout ratio. And this one led into a dividend per share of 1,736 shillings. Now, in 2023, the board is proposing to pay a dividend per shilling of 1,977 shillings. Now, if you get a percentage growth in this, in terms of the share price, our share price is 15,000. Now, when you look at 1,900, that is about 13% of the share price, the share value, in terms of dividend. Now, a good investor will compare this with what is happening on the other accounts of retirement, ordinary savings and the like, and it would be buying more shares because you can see the rate at which it is growing. It's almost exponential. Now, we expect to do better business this year, and this dividend will grow. Now, contribution to government in terms of taxes, in 2021, we paid 1.1 billion. In 2022, this only pay our employees, the civilians. We paid 1.4 billion, but also there was an element of withholding tax that we paid to URA of 1.4 billion. If I was to report then, it would have been 2.8, but we are talking about pay here. And then 1.2 billion is what we paid in 2021. However, I want to take this opportunity to thank the leadership of the Ministry of Defense, and in particular the Office of the CDF. There has been an outstanding issue of the withholding taxes. It was outstanding in 2015, whereby the president had given a directive, and in his directive, he said Wazalendo Sacco should not be taxed at all. Because according to the president, the soldiers offer a unique service to this country, and therefore they should be recognized and rewarded for that. And giving them a tax exemption should have been one of those rewards that we get. Unfortunately, the word of the president reached URA, and they wrote to the minister and said, the word of the president is not law. So, but we said we shall appeal back to the same authority. So the president now wrote back to them. He said his position still stands, and we have enough lawyers in this country to review the laws. Even if it means amending the law, the matter should be tabled to cabinet and the amendment made. Now, in 2021, we wrote back. 2022, we wrote back. And last year, we wrote back again. And now the minister, the president, wrote again that the matter be tabled in cabinet. Now, the Minister of Finance, when he received that directive from the president, asked the Attorney General to advise the issue of the tax exemption for Wazalendo Sacco. Here we were appealing for exemption on withholding tax on dividends and withholding tax on the interest that we pay to our members. I want to report to you that the Attorney General has advised that from the point of view of Article 21, Section 1 of the Income Tax Act, the taxes of withholding taxes on dividends and withholding tax on interest stands as exempt, not just for only Wazalendo Sacco, but also for all other Saccos in this country. So Wazalendo Sacco will lead the way to fight, the rest benefit from us. If in that case they tell, I youngare miebe, others will pick. Alice knows that. Alice elaborate. I young anepande luelu. They know that. I young miebe.
On that,
that you go,
on that point, Madam Chair Ukus should do something about Wazalendo Sacco, because we are helping her in managing some of the her circles.
So we take the tree, the mangoes fall down, others pick. So that is the spirit within which, when we talk about a single regulator.
CEO, 3 minutes to go.
I'm almost done. That is the spirit within which you say that we want a single regulator, so that these big circles can be there to advocate for the young ones. Left on their own, there will be nobody to fight for them. And Wazalendo Sacco will lead that way. We are together with you. So that is, as far as my presentation is concerned, the rest of the issues are in the book. And allow me to take this opportunity to introduce the members of staff. At least pass the microphone there quickly. They are not very many. I only want the heads of departments and the directors only. Microphone, please. So, come and pick this microphone. It is here. Use the one of the chairman quickly. Please come here so that members, some of you, you do a lot of work in the background you are never seen. And so if I deny you this opportunity to be seen, you will say, this man, I'm
Lieutenant Colonel Yusuf Magero Buha, and I'm the Director of Finance and Administration in Wazalendo Sacco.
You are the outgoing Director of Finance? Original 27.
Mr. William Atalieva, the Director of Operations.
Lieutenant Colonel
People do
Wesley
this
Aine,
work.
the Head of Human Resources and Administration.
Major Julius Katanaka, the Head of Finance.
Major Livingston Msime, Head Information and Security, but in the UPDF language, I'm the IO Wazalendo Sacco.
Mr. Milton Asimwe, Research and Business Development Manager, standing in for Major David Vituko, who is the head and right now outside the country on unofficial duty.
Major Julius Niragire, Head of Operations, Wazalendo Sacco.
Major Arthur Kwezi, Head ICT.
Major David Mbire, Head of Business Operations of the Investment Arm.
Elizabeth.
Mbire is part of the regional 30 who formed the Sacco.
Elizabeth Chiza, Mrs. Head of Internal Audit.
I'm Captain Brenda Oriemanying, PC, Acting PC Wazalendo Sacco.
Major Tony Abichilama, the Admin Officer Wazalendo Sacco.
The one standing there is Major Yahweh. He's our branch manager for Masin. But I also want to introduce, give him the microphone. And then the engineer and Sylvia, please.
Samana Fande, correction. Captain Yahweh, branch manager Masidi.
Oh.
Asante sana kwa promotion.
Take the major in blessing. And then we have the other two. Please come over as we conclude. Sylvia and give them the microphone. There are few. Sylvia, Grace. And there is our PRO, Charity Namanya. Where is she? Okay.
Sylvia Biekwaso, Finance Manager Reconciliation.
And she's the woman responsible for that book that you are seeing there.
Captain Daniel Masco, the engineer for the Sacco.
So all the beautiful buildings you are seeing, this is the man behind them.
Miss Grace Katshabe, Co-Banking Officer.
Good. So having said that, allow me to take this opportunity to once again thank the MOD and UPDF leadership and all those people who have ever had a chance to lead this Sacco for the job they did and they continue to do. Allow me also to thank the board for giving us an opportunity to express ourselves through our ideas that we give them. And allow me also to thank sister Saccos and partners that have come here to share our joy. And finally, allow me to thank the members of the supervisory committee for the good oversight. The details of my report are there in the book, well written in details. Sir, this is the end of my presentation from management. I thank you all, and allow me to once again introduce these few people who arrived when we are concluding. We have Kabarunji Hilda, from Centenary Bank. Uganda Cooperative Alliance, from Uganda Cooperative Alliance, Secretary, Deputy Secretary. And then we have Masanga Joram. Where is Mr. Masanga Joram? From Stanbic Bank. We have Kabarunji Hilda. Again, this is repeated. This is repeated. Then we have Eldad Karakuza. Nalumu Cooperative Union. Mwalimu Cooperative Union. Karakuza. Walimu Cooperative Union. And those are the ones that we have received. Shall continue recognizing our guests as they come. Allow me once again to thank you all for keeping time and coming to attend the AGM.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, CEO, for that elaborate management report. And we are not going to discuss it now. Those who picked some points, keep them. Let us have more two reports, and then we shall give ourselves like 15 minutes to discuss all of them. Now we are going to item 5B, financial accounts 2023 and the budget estimate 2024. May I now invite the Treasurer to take us through those two. Thank you.
Chairman, sir. Deputy CDF, sir. Chairman, sir. Protocol observed. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Jagwe Benoni Kato, the outgoing treasurer. I welcome you for this presentation. I have two. I'm going to present the financial statement for the financial year ended 31st December 2023. Then after, I will present the budget estimate for the financial year ending 31st December 2024. The statement, the financial statement, I'm going to give an overview. The details, it's in a AGM book from page 105 to 163. It's where the financial statements are. And we discussed this financial statement during the pre-AGM in details. I'm going to give just an overview. This is in line with section 29 of Cooperative Society Regulation 1992 that requires the treasurer to prepare and present the financial statement to the members. It covers the income and expenditure, the surplus or loss, assets and liabilities of the society. Therefore, it's my duty to present to you the 18th Annual General Meeting, the financial statement for the financial year ended 31st December 2023. This financial statement, it's in line with the intent of the founder and Wazalendo, Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs, Uganda People's Defense Leadership. It's in line with the vision and mission of Wazalendo, and also it's guided by the strategic and business plan. It's in line with Cooperative Society Regulations of 1992, not forgetting the International Accounting Standards and other relevant laws of Uganda, putting into consideration the core values of Wazalendo. The aim of this presentation is to present the 18th Annual General Meeting, the financial statement for the financial year ended 31st December 2023 for adoption and approval. To achieve that, this is going to be the scope. This is the scope. The financial statement, the financial performance, they have been highlighted by the CEO. The loan interest income remained our major source of income, contributing 78.7% of the 87.7% of the total operating income. Loan interest increased from 24% by 24% from 70 billion in 2022 to 87.3 billion in 2023. And this was mainly due to increase in loan disbursement, introduction of cash flow loan, and better portfolio management, among others. The total operating income increased by 29%, or from 95.8 billion in 2022 to 123.9 billion in 2023. Total operating expenditure increased by 30%, from 17.9 billion in 2022 to 23.3 billion in 2023. This was mainly due to increase in branch outreach. We have extended our branches to 10 branches, cash branches. Now we have 10. Then ICT, that is information, communication, and technology related expenditure. Then operationalization of Wazalendo Investment Limited. The net surplus increased by 22% from 60 billion in 2022 to 73.3 billion in 2023. And this was majorly due to focused investment, operationalization of will, and better expenditure management. The net surplus, the breakdown, these are consolidated figures. Then I picked out the net surplus for Wazalendo for this year, for 2023. We registered 72.8 billion. Then will, for a period of 6 months, he registered 510 million shillings. The surplus for the year will be partly distributed to members, and balance will be put back into retained earnings for growth, Wazalendo growth, and sustainability. This is, you can see, this is the, continue. You can see how the, okay, this one is what I've been talking about. The interest income increase. This is 2023, this is on my left. The 2022 is on my right. You can see the movement. Interest income, the total operating income, and total expenditure, plus the net surplus for the year. This is what I've been highlighted. Then also, it can be depicted by the graph. You can see the movement of interest income, total expenditure, and the surplus. I think here what we can depict, it's the control of expenditure. You can see on this graph how the expenditure is growing vis-a-vis others. Continue. Then this one, it depicts the trend which the CEO talked about. You can see the interest, total income, which is on top. It's growing. The interest income is growing. The total expense, the surplus is also growing. But you can see the total expenditure down, which is almost horizontal. You can see the gap between the total expenditure vis-a-vis others. This is better expenditure control. Total assets grow by 24% from 775 billion in 2022 to 959 billion in 2023. This was due to the growth in loan portfolio, increase in investment in fixed deposits, the acquisition of assets such as land and ICT and information communication technology assets, then investment in Wazalendo Investment Limited. Loans and advance has remained our major asset, representing 77% of the total asset. It increased by 18% from 263 billion in 2022 to 737 billion in 2023. Member shares increased by 29% from 351 billion in 2022 to 455 billion in 2023. And this one includes the retirement savings, which grew by 30% from 300 billion in 2022 to 392 billion in 2023. Ordinary savings increased by 23% from 51 billion in 2022 to 63 billion in 2023. Equity and reserve grew by 16% from 376 billion in 2022 to 438 billion in 2023. Total liability increased by 16% from 377 billion in 2022 to 438 billion in 2023. And this was mainly due to increase in members' saving deposits. Because retirement alone contributes over 70% of the liabilities. Then this is an overview of the performance of the statement of financial position. This is the consolidated one of Will and Wazalendo Sacco. You can see the movement in loans and other advances, then total assets, total liabilities, equity, and reserves. Then also can be depicted by the graph. You can see on the graph, continue, on the graph, the movement on the graph for 2022 and 2023 financial years comparison. The key achievement: growth in total assets by 23%. Total assets grew by 23%. Increase loan portfolio by 18%. Increase in net surplus by 21%. Then we propose to pay 40% of the net surplus as dividend to members. This one is subject to AGM for approval. Then challenges. We have challenges of delinquency, which is a wall of our members after accessing a loan from Wazalendo Sacco. Then low levels of financial literacy among members. Difficult in implementing, monitoring, and evaluation of members' projects. This is because of our nature of deployment. We are scattered countrywide. It's difficult for us to, more especially for management and board, to monitor members' projects. Way forward, we propose to increase monitoring and evaluation and research and development. Also request Unity Park to make a consideration when they are recommending members for Wazalendo, for a loan for Wazalendo Sacco, so that we can reduce on members deserting with our money. We will continue to exploit cheap sources of external funding, more especially from Uganda Development Bank and Micro Support Center. We will continue with training of members, board, management, and members, more especially in enterprise selection. This one we did it last year. We will continue to improve service delivery through information, communication, and technology, then also through branch outreach. This is the end of my presentation. for the financial statement. Then in the next presentation, I'm going to present the budget for the financial year 2024. This is what we are projecting. I remain Lieutenant Colonel Jagwe Benon Kato, the outgoing treasurer. I have two quotes. Because of time, let us go to introduction. We move to introduction. Okay, this is in line with Cooperative Society Regulation of 1992, Section 28. In this regard, it's my duty to present to the 18th Annual General Meeting the budget estimate for the financial year ending 31st December 2024. And to achieve that, this is going to be my okay, the first quotation, a budget doesn't limit your freedom, it gives you freedom. This is by Rachel Cruz. This means that when you budget, you can control your resources well. It does not mean that you are limited because of the what? The budget. Then two, another quotation, if we command our wealth, we shall be rich and free. If our wealth commands us, we shall be poor indeed. This is by Edmund Bouquet. Then I have introduction. I'm saying this is my presentation. It's in line with regulations, Cooperative Society Regulation of 1992, Section 28. And this is my duty to present to you the 18th AGM budget estimate for the financial year ended 31st December 2024. And to achieve that, this is my scope is as per on the slide. The aim of this presentation is to present to the 18th Annual General Meeting the budget estimate for the financial year ending 31st December 2024 for your adoption and approval. Continue. The budget assumption. These are assumptions which we use to come up with this budget. The assumption number one, loan interest rate will remain at 12% for agricultural loan products and 13% for other loan products. The loan interest income to remain the main source of income, projected to contribute 71% of the total operating income. The loan interest income projected to grow by 15% from 87 billion in 2023 to 100 billion in 2024. The total expenditure is projected to grow by 27%, which is lower than the last year, which was at 30%, from 22 billion to 28 billion in 2024. The surplus projected to increase by 15% from 73 billion in 2023, then to 84 billion in 2024. Loan portfolio is to remain our major asset, projected to contribute 78% of the total assets. It will grow by 17% from 737 billion in 2023 to 860 in 2024. Total assets projected to grow by 15% from 958 billion in 2023 to 1.1 trillion in 2024. 2024 to be a year for Wazalendo to record a trillion. That is our proposal. We'll be talking of trillion in 2023, 2024. The business will continue to be funded by both equity and reserve. Equity and reserve and liability. Liability includes members' deposits and borrowing in the ratio of 41 to 59. Equity and reserve is projected to grow by 10% from 409 billion in 2023 to 450 billion in 2024. Retirement savings alone is projected to contribute 75% of the total liabilities. Out of these total liabilities, 75% will be from retirement savings alone. Interest paid on retirement savings and the ordinary savings will remain, we project to remain at 7% and 6% respectively. This is the, if we look at the figure, the table, we move to the table. The table, this is the summary of our budget. The details of the budget is from in our annual book, which is from page, you can get it from pages 164 to 167. 164 to 167. This is the summary and overview of the budget. Interest income, we said to move from 87 billion to 100. Total operating income, we remove from 111 to 141. Then total expenditure, we remove from 22 billion to 28 billion. Then surplus, we remove from 72.8. The 72.8, this is for Wazalendo Sacco. It's not a consolidated what? Figure. To 84.4 billion by the end of 2024. Also, this can be depicted by a graph as reflected, where the blue reflects for the financial year 2022 and the orange reflects in the financial year 2023. This is the comparison. Then, loan and advances. Continue. Loan and advances, we are projecting to grow from 737 to 860 billion. Total assets, we are projecting to move from 958 billion to 1.1 trillion. Then, total liability, we are projecting to move from 544 to 657 billion. Then equity and reserve, we are projected to move from 409 billion to 449 billion, 2024. This is also can be depicted by the graph as shown on the slide. Then anticipated challenges. These are the challenges we anticipate. We anticipate increasing competition from other financial institutions. I call it cooperation. Increase in global fuel prices, which will affect our operational costs. Then fluctuation in exchange rate, which is likely to affect our operation cost, more especially the ICT-related cost, because this one we pay in dollars. Then also, we expect members to continue deserting with our loans unless there are measures, because this has been continuous. Wasako shall, in conclusion, I'm saying Wasako shall continue to pursue its strategic and business objectives in 2024, the board and management are confident that we will remain competitive with increased investment in ICT and branch networking. We are focused on increased productivity and efficiency from better motivated workforce for the future business growth and self-sustainability. Sir, this is the end of my presentation. This is the end of my presentation, sir. Chair. Ending with the quotation.
Thank you very much, Treasurer, for those two very important reports. I want to make a small adjustment or amendment in the program. Instead of having SUPCO followed by external auditors, I think let us have Wazalendo Investment Arm so that we discuss these reports at once. MD.
And the chair, permit me to recognize protocol as laid down for this meeting. I'm presenting for Wazalendo Investment Limited that the treasurer referred to as WIL. That's the abbreviation. So during the annual general meeting of the 15th annual general meeting, there was a resolution to form a business arm of Wazalendo Sacco that we formed and registered it and incorporated it under the Companies Act as Wazalendo Investment Single Member Company Limited. Single member means that the investment arm is 100% owned and by Wazalendo Sacco. So after that formation, we were given guidelines of the areas that we should invest in, and it included very viable businesses which are viable, but they should also have direct benefits to the members. That's, for example, when you're looking at appraising a business, you look at its profitability and then how it's going to have an impact on a member. So like the chairman board said that he wants to do a research to find out how many people have crossed over the poverty line. For us, we are looking at how we transform members into a middle income class. That is putting them into the generation of income, not just earning to spend. So that business, we are looking at how do we make a member do agricultural loan, use agricultural loan properly? How does a member use Nyumba loan properly? And so our business also is related to our members first before we go to the general public. So we became operationalized in 2023, and we have appraised a number of businesses, and so far we have started one. Among the several businesses is real estate. We have appraised grain processing. We have also appraised insurance, and we are in trade finance, have so far been considered. So my scope today will go for how we got capitalized last year, what we received, and then we shall show what we have done. I know very well that I was introduced as the Director of Finance and Administration for Wazalendo, but I have been also the acting head of the business arm for the last about 1 year in operation. So we are going to look at the opportunities and way forward. I don't have conclusion for this presentation deliberately because this meeting has to conclude on a few things. One is that we have come to ask for more money. The aim of this presentation is to update the annual general meeting on the progress and the future plans of Wazalendo Investment Limited. Capitalization. So far, we have received a total of 12,800,000,000 from Wazalendo Sacco. And this money came in the following streams. We had an account opening of 5 million. Then we got the first initial capital, which came in December 2022 of 2.8. Then we also received additional capital of 4.4 that came in April. Then we received the last capital bit in June 2023. That is 2.1 billion, giving us a total capital received from Wazalendo Sacco of 11 billion shillings. However, the board also said, like Wazalendo benefited from support from the UPDF at the beginning, both in terms of personnel and infrastructure. The board also resolved that the operational expenses of Wazalendo Investment Limited was going to be catered for by Wazalendo Sacco for at least 2 to 3 years. And so we got budget support of 1.4 billion, which made the total remittance to Wazalendo Investment Limited of 12.8 billion. Since we received this money, we have been in business, and you remember the last capital, we received it in June. We've been in business, and from the sale of plots, because we launched the real estate business just before the last AGM. Why did we go for real estate business? One, we have, out of the 2 trillion shillings disbursed, I think we have disbursed about 1.4 billion to Nyumba loan. But information back at the ground where these are supposed to be shows that maybe we don't have these houses to this tune. So what are we doing? We are now saying we want to have the numbers of the really people who are acquiring lots. And I have the numbers here. The really people who have built houses, because these sites are our sites. We are managing them. We are monitoring them. And so we shall be able to tell how many people have taken Nyumba loan and actually they have acquired a plot or they have constructed a what? A building. So far, our income statement, as you can see, from the sale of plots, we got 2.1 billion. And then the direct cost related to this, that is the cost of related to acquiring the sold plots. We had 1.1, including grading, and then we made a gross profit of 1 billion. In that gross profit of 1 billion, we also engaged in contract financing as a company. Straight away, we are starting with diversification. When we sell plots, we don't keep that money, we also invest for us to generate money other than keeping idle capital. And so far, we raised 606 million shillings for that, giving us a total income of 1.6. Our administrative expenses, including marketing, is 860. If you have watched some TVs and New Vision, some newspapers and some radio stations, you will hear Wazalendo Investment Limited sites and the sales and the rest. So that is that. Then Like, I didn't want to give my quote. I believe that if your mother and your father is a Catholic, you only have an option to change to another religion when you reach 18 years. So like Wazalendo is tax exempt. Wazalendo Investment Limited was registered under the Companies Act, and this year alone we are going to pay up to 297 millions in taxes. So the leadership and the board, this is a challenge. Like Wazalendo is tax exempt, and I think that is the father and the mother. There is no reason why Wazalendo Investment Limited should be subjected to this tax in the first year of operation, because this has affected our profit to the members to 510 millions. The other side, I have a budget estimate. We are saying if provided the resources we need, next year we should be able to raise about 2 billion shillings in net profit. Our balance sheet is there. Figures have been laid down here. Our balance sheet is at 13 billion and 600 and what? In total assets so far. Next. We have those estates in Matuga Bulamu, in Matuga, Mabanga. We bought 73 acres of land, and we got 521 plots. I was not in CMI, but I want to make this clarification. An acre of land does not create 8 plots. An acre of land, on average, creates between 7 to 8 plots. Why? The road network. In these 73 acres, about 11 acres went into the what? The road network. And you'll see from our pictures, we insist that we should make a difference, that our roads should never be below 6 meters wide. Our roads should never be below 6 meters. So, so far out of the 521 plots, we have sold 154 plots, both to soldiers and to the general public. And you know, we do price discrimination for the reason that this is supposed to benefit members. So the plots in Matuga go for 14.5 million for members of Wazalendo Sacco, and then 16.5 to the general public. The reason we give is very clear, that Wazalendo subsidized the what? By members subsidize themselves by forming a what? A Sacco. However, also at 16.5, I know that members here who have bought these plots, we are still far, far below the market what? The market rates in those areas. That area of Matuga, the plots go for about 19 to 21 what? Millions. In Bulamu, we bought 100 acres, and we have phased the subdivision. So far, we have subdivided 43 acres, and that gave us 309 plots. In the 309 plots, we have so far sold 309 plots, and out of that, we have so far sold 105 plots. In this Bulamu is in Mitiana Road, as you're heading towards after Bujuko. Now, these plots, I want to give another information. It's okay for us to buy land from members of the UPDF and from members of Wazalendo Sacco, but you must meet the guideline. I know there are some people who call and they want us to change this criteria. We don't buy land exceeding 35 kilometers from post office, Kampala. We don't buy land more than 3.5 kilometers from a tarmac road. And because we are considering our members so much, for now we are not buying land of more than 60 millions an acre. Because if we buy any piece of land more than 60 millions an acre, the formula is the cost of land should be 3.5 plots times its selling price. So I know there are people who have called, have said, it's okay, even come here to Nabisojo. Nabisojo, I have land, you just buy it, it will sell, the Chinese are coming. No, we are not going to And so you help us that when you have land, please make sure you measure those what? For now, you measure that criteria. The other one is our plots are Chapa Kungalo. People have already said, why are you paying these people in full? Why don't you first give them half? No. We bought almost 2,000 plots from Jomai, our members, but up to today, some of them have not got what? Titles. Because of that, for us, once you pay for the land in full, in the 14.5 for soldiers, for members, not soldiers, it includes title transfer processing. We don't expect somebody to pay for the plot, and then we give him a genuine title. He reaches somewhere, they give him a fake title, then he comes back. So for that price, we process for you the title. That's why you see that picture. We are handing over those titles to the what? To the people who have bought land from us. For the civilians, the public, if you buy land from us and you want us to process for you a title, we do it for a fee, but still that fee is not even the fee that you pay when you use these other people. So that is our status in terms of land. That is how our sites look like. Now, when you go to these sites, we have all our people. The roads are gazetted and registered by the municipal authorities. We have big roads in Nasana now named in the names of our historical patrons. Afande Kale, you have a very big road there. It's called General Kale Kehura Road, very huge. Afande Aronda has a very big road. The former chairman, CEO has a very big road. I think Afande Kavuma has not yet got. When we buy the next one, we are going to put him. But we have roads, we have Union Road, we have we use patriotic names for this road, and they are well registered. Nobody is going to encroach on them. And we shall continue adding those roads. So that is the shape of our Matuga Mabanga estate. That is our first phase of Buramu. There are 96 plots there, and we have so far sold 83. There are 13 to go. And then this is the newly subdivided 30 acres, which we have sold, I think, 27 plots out of that. Bulamu has slightly caught up faster because the price is 9.5 for our members and 11.5 for the civilian community. The roads still remain the same. The other one, we have a way forward. When we got into this beautiful picture is what we are thinking. That's why we put it there. Don't say it's one of our estates. We want to look like that in the nearest future. So we want to expand our real estate sites, and the reason is very simple. I have very many customers who have told me the ones from Tororo are waiting for a site along Tororo Road. The ones from Mumbarara are waiting for a site along Masaka Road. The ones from Kayunga, they are waiting for. So we have no choice. We made some bit of error, which is also very beneficial, that we bought big sites. But going forward, we want to reduce the sites to at least 30, 40 acres, though there is also a challenge of finding a genuine land. So imagine you found 100 acres of genuine land, but now you're curtailed by wanting to spread only 30 to the different locations. And so when you sell it very fast, then tomorrow you have to find another site in that what? In that area. So there is a trade-off between buying big chunks of land and buying also small what? Small chunks of land to spread. But that we can work around. So the other one is we want to introduce a road unit. A road unit. So for acquisition of site, this is it.
Maximum of 3 minutes to go, please.
Okay. We have to go get land in eastern route, southern route, central, western, that is Kakiri, and Etebe Road, and also in other new cities. So we want to acquire a road unit. This will, one, generate for us revenue in terms of hiring, and also it will save us the cost of maintaining these roads, because every 3 months you need to take a grader for the road to remain what? Operational. And those are the items that we want to acquire, both as a business unit and also with the intention of saving us the cost of what? Operation. We have been doing engagement with partners, and this particular building, if you go to the police headquarters in Aguru, you'll find it there. These are people who are doing low-cost building, and for example, in Matuga, they are looking at doing a 2-bedroom, including the cost of buying the land at 97 million. So we are still engaging with them to see if somebody can benefit from this by going into this low-cost housing. One, it gives us an organized estate. Two, is slightly cheaper, because if you remove the cost of land, 97 means you are buying this at about 83 million. It has a compound, has a fence. The sample is there at the police headquarters. I think Afando Modin can confirm that. Then we lastly have those even 2-bedroomed, 3-bedroomed. Their prices are all still fair and discounted. Then lastly, we have a plan to engage in agro-processing. And why agro-processing? And I know the biggest fear that everybody is raising is management. But in this country and where we have reached, we have used the same resources to carry Wazalendo from a 0 shilling to a 1 trillion. I don't think we should be still having the worries. And that's why somehow today I never put qualifications when I'm presenting. But I know very well that Wazalendo has 11 certified public accountants, only short of NSSF, the president of the Institute of Former, no, the 8th president. He's here, he can confirm to you. We have 11 certified public accountants. Their job is appraisal, their job is financial management. And I get very somehow disturbed when I get ourselves getting worried of who are the managers. Are we going to be like Jesus, who was never believed in Nazareth? So I think management is not an issue. Every person in that management, if they flash their qualification, we don't have anybody without master's degree and also the experience that it takes to manage these organizations. So we wanted to go into real estate for 2 reasons. We also have agricultural loans. People produce maize. The gap in that market is that there is no storage and there is no system to manage the whole process. And the chairman also said that the other security pillar of food security. All of us who have written papers, who have done what, food security, the issue here is the lack of storage to keep the maize between the time of harvest to the time when there is scarcity. So people are forced to sell these products very fast because the pests are going to eat it up as you're waiting for the market price to what? To change. So we feel like, as Wazalendo Sacco, our members who take agric loans should be able to produce maize and have value to this maize other than selling a kilo of maize at 350,000. I mean at 35,000 a bag. So when we have a modern storage facility, we can have the maize remitted, have the price change, and we give people back a better price at the end of the day. So we have, that is the process that we would want. We want to have site works, we have procure equipment and install them. Next. We have done a number of research on the challenges of this. This is the Ministry of Agriculture plant in Kamuli for animal storage and produce and storage for animal feed and the rest. It's being done by those people from Germany. So with this, I thank you very much. And as we are going to the proposals under Wazalendo Sacco, these proposals are meant to make us achieve this in our operation. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, MD. You have done your self-service in marketing yourself, so thank you very much so far for the work done. About management, we have never lacked qualifications. Being a certified accountant is one thing, but integrity and other things is another. So we really mainly think about the other side, because we have got so many accountants, certified in Uganda, in ministries, in what, but I don't think they are doing very, very, very well because they are certified. So integrity is one thing we need also to look at. I think let us give ourselves about 10 minutes to make comments on these 4 reports. One is the management report. The other one is what? Treasurer's report. Then the budget. Then will. These are just reports. We don't adopt reports. They are given, but you can make a comment, an observation, and but the one we need to approve is the budget. Yes. So we have only 10 minutes for, if there are comments. If there are no comments, because we really discussed these things in detail pre AGM time. Yes, I saw a hand behind there. No? Please turn the microphone on.
Of arms something like 8 billion, but I'm seeing that there's an addition of 3. I wanted you to tell us, if we gave you that 8 billion, can it not be enough for you? That is a question. The second question is, I request my chief executive officer to explain which is which. The dividend per share, I'm seeing 1,777, and then in the other small booklet, I'm seeing...
You are seeing what? You are seeing what?
This booklet we're having, the big one, reading 1,977 per share.
Yes.
Small booklet, I'm seeing 1,975 per share. I wanted the chairman, the chief executive officer, to explain us which is which. Thanks.
Thank you very much for those observations. They are really good ones. I hope the 2 executives have taken note. Another one? I don't see any other. Then may I? Yes. Bring the mic to General Moses, who did not attend pre-AGM. And the front, we invite them and you refuse to come. And you come here, you take us back. So we are likely not, but for him, I give him a special...
There is no need for a disclaimer. Honorable Chairman, first of all, I would like to thank Wazalendo, the organization, for growing this big. When I left, I was called the wild card. Why? Because I was investing outside. So I am so happy that one of my biggest critics is the chairman of the organization when Will is in place. When I bought the IPO of Stanbic, you guys remember the IPO of Stanbic? Afande Kavumakeman told me in our local language, no fachne sente za serikali. But that IPO, when we sold, we bought our first server, we bought our first pickup, our first minibus for staff. This treasurer was there. This lady
We wanted to first settle and see how the business works.
So for me, I am very happy in that point. Number two, I agree with the people who are complaining to the investment people. 35 kilometers from Post Office Kampala. The next 35 kilometers should be around Kabale, Hoima. I saw a list of Arua, Mbarara. Oh, those days no money there. The next 35 kilometers land should be Kabale, Hoima. So that's all my observation. I congratulate you on the size of this circle.
Thank you very much.
I left you at 2 billion.
Thank you so much, Comrade General Moses. Now the two, you answer his observation.
Kopolo Baluku, 1,977 versus 1,975. The 1,975 was a figure that we had captured in our records before the audited accounts. Now, when the audited accounts were done, there were adjustments in our level of surplus. And when we took back the appropriation, it pushed this surplus by 2 shillings, from 1,975 to 1,977. It's 1,977.
$15 billion. That's how the 4 becomes 4.3 added to the 11.6 something to make 15 billion for real estate. And that would be the maximum, the end of capital contribution to the real estate business. Thank you.
Baluku, have you been answered? Hello? Wamekujibu?
I think we proceed. The 2 questions have been answered. Then we need to proceed. And I want to thank Comrade General Moses for appreciating the work you started. That's what succession should be about. You leave something, someone else. So I want to thank those who managed this organization from when Afandekare was the chairman, then he came in and up to where it is now. So I want to ask members to volunteer and move a motion to approve the presented budget. May I have a volunteer? Yes, please.
Sergeant Otwa, Noble Charles, delegate representing Sierra Castle Training School, Special Forces. Once again, I'm proud to move a motion for adoption of the financial report on the budget estimate 2024 on grounds that the 7.3 billion shillings that we made in the financial year ended the 31st December is a good figure, and we appreciate management. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Those second the motion, yes?
Staff Sergeant Katabora John Plan, seconded.
Thank you. Another one? Yes? Take the microphone, okay.
Lieutenant Salom Sukamuzanganda, seconded.
Thank you very much. The three reports have been adopted, but most importantly, the proposed budget has been approved by the AGM. Thank you very much. We continue with the agenda. Now we go to the auditors, both internal and external. Now I ask the chairman of SUPCO, Kano Rukundo, to present the summary of his report.
Our chief guest, the chairman of the board, generals present, our development partners, members of board, SUPCO management, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kano Justice Rukundo, the chairman supervisory committee, to give the supervisory committee board's end of year report as per the requirement. As per the Cooperative Societies Act, CAP 122, the SACCO must be member controlled, and the structure of the SACCO to ensure that we have got an annual general meeting of delegates like this, the board like the one we have, the supervisory board which I chair, and the management team. The supervisory board is an independent committee which is answerable to the annual general meeting, which I am fulfilling that duty in accordance with our laws, chapter 10. The supervisory board is responsible for the society's compliance, internal controls and oversight, truth and accuracy of the society's financial condition, and ensuring the society's administrative practices and procedures are adequate to safeguard the members and institutions' rights and interests. The supervisory board, during the previous year, exercised its mandate and successfully did what was required for the financial year ended 31st. The aim of this presentation is to communicate to this annual general meeting the findings of the SUPCO operations, our recommendations, and also opinion on the financial statements of Wazalendo Sacco for the financial year ended 31st December 2023. The scope is as on the PowerPoint. The composition of the supervisory committee: I am the chairperson of the committee. The vice chairperson is Major Alexander Kijuma Asimwe. The secretary is Captain Asha Praise Mbali. The objective of this report, we have three objectives: to report on the compliance of the board and management as they perform their duties for the period under review, that is financial year ended 31st December 23. 2, to report on the implementation of the resolution which you gave the board and management to go and implement last AGM. Finally, to give our opinion in regard to the financial statements which have been presented today. The methodology we used was engaging key stakeholders, re-examination and recomputation of the financial data, review of relevant documents from management and board, qualitative observations through branch inspections, and analysis of different reports from different departments and committees. The findings in summary, the first one is on the compliance. Board and management meetings and minutes and other documents by the two organs were in line with all the laws of Wazalendo Sacco, even the bylaws, even the regulations of the cooperative society, even the policies and plans. Financial status. The financial statements presented by management, which we have just seen, and those were in line with the relevant international financial reporting standards and international accounting standards, and the Sacco's accounting policy in all substantial and material aspects. Most importantly, that is the summary which we found from the audited accounts, and they were telling between what the auditors told us and also what the finance department had. It has been given, but most importantly for our side, it is the next slide. That is what management has presented. Ours is evaluation of that performance to the AGM, how they performed, and it is on the slide. Membership, they performed, they had a target of 7,000, they got over 100,000, which was 107.7%. They surpassed the target. Shareholding, they had that target where you see the actual in the third, the second last, that was the target, and the actual which they got, it is 222 billions and plus. So they scored 104.2%. The performance on member deposits and savings and salaries was 117.9%. They superseded their target, as you can see on the chart. The loans dispersed, that's where they fell short. There was little demand for the loans, and therefore they didn't achieve the target they had gotten, so they fell below, and they only achieved 94.4%. On assets, they also did not achieve the projected target, as you can see, and they achieved 97.2%. On total operating income, they also fell short of the target, and they got 86.7%. The total operating expenses, they were very good at being frugal, and they were able to achieve 99.7%. Surplus for the period, this is the consolidated accounts, they were able to surpass the projected target, and they scored 102.6%. And I think that's very important. Even if we don't want, we can clap for them. Asante sana. Because generally everywhere they were surpassing, apart from some few indicators, which we may not mind, because if we don't get more loans, but they give us other earnings, other incomes, it's also okay, and we get the target. Also the controls, we have the internal controls, infrastructure development. All the processes in the infrastructure which was built, which was put up, was found that they followed the procedures and policies of Wazalendo Sacco. In the construction of Muhoti branch, which was launched recently, and construction of security houses at Mbende and Jinj. Then it is on procurements, land at headquarters, Muhoti and Arua, and the 2 minibuses, and the procurement of the enterprise resource planning, ERP. There was value for money in all procurements, and processes and procedures were followed. There was no contravening of the processes and procedures. Next was on ICT, information and communication technology. The enterprise resource planning software, which we reported last AGM, which had not been procured, this time it was procured, and we feel that it is going to improve the service delivery, especially on the journal entries. Wasacco, however, needs to have both a core banking system and accounting system. The to ensure that we leave this upgrade every time we are upgrading with Orbit R, and we think the final end should be to upgrade, to ensure that we have a better financial accounting system and a core banking system which can allow all those to take place. And you can't guard your meat not on a spear. If you have to guard your meat, then you have to put it on a spear. And ICT is our spear, and we think that AGM should consider ensuring that ICT procurements are always fast-tracked. A centralized security operations center, which is always required to monitor all intrusions and attacks, and we've already highlighted to management to ensure that they are there, so that we guard our money. Also on ICT, we found out that the platforms which have been put in place, Waza Mobile, the e-banking, they are now sufficient to enable the forces get their salaries from Wazalendo Sacco. And me, I am an example. On the 24th, I got my salary of the month from Wazalendo when people in the bank are not good. So we need to encourage our soldiers and officers to get their salary from Wazalendo, because we get the money as early as 23rd and 24th. So this is a big achievement. We need to encourage our members. On human resource management, we found out that some staffs were recruited to augment on the staff capacity, but the gaps which were there are being handled by management, which were raised, and over 30 office attendants were also able to transition from the branch level to the main structure of Wazalendo Sacco. Retirement. We found out that retirement, it is continuing to drain our membership and also our shareholding, because members retire with big money, and yet members coming in have less money. Therefore, we need to enhance rotation of the retiring members, so that when you retire, you remain a member of Wazalendo Sacco. Next, we need to see the implementation of the 17th AGM resolutions. On 26 March last year, we gathered in Nikoa, and you gave the resolutions to the board and the management. All the resolutions which you passed were duly and successfully implemented by board and management. If you want to look at them, you can see them in that book. We thank the board and the management to ensure that they did it in record time. Before even the end of the 6 months, they had already finished all the resolutions. Asante sana. So that one, we need just to give you the recommendation, what supervisory committee thinks could be the best way forward to ensure that we continue achieving heights and heights. One, we recommend that board and management should continue this strict adherence which they have been showing of the established rules and procedures to ensure that the members' funds are always safe. They should consolidate it. Number two, we think that they need to harmonize the financial calendar for the will and the management, so that they tally together, because as we found for that time, they were not in the same calendar. But also, we are requesting that the AGM should support will operations, because this is what we have to do in order to grow. So you need to support them in its operations. Then we need to continue restructuring the loans of members whose allowances were chopped, because some lost allowances. Management is doing it, but we need to continue it, because I know even those occurrences will continue happening. Also, we think that there should be savings mobilization enhancement by introducing more savings products and financial stability over the circle, and also attracting family members in the common bond to ensure that we grow more membership. Then we also recommend that there should be fast tracking of construction of regional branches to improve on the infrastructure development for service delivery as laid down in the strategic plan. Because of strategic plan requires that we should have at least a regional branch by this time, and therefore we think if you are beginning with Nakasongola, you can begin. If you are beginning with anywhere, but let us at least fast track that regional branches. We also recommend that the strategic leadership should support Wazalendo Sacco management and board in processing the salary of its members, since there have been investment in upgrading the different ICT systems for better service delivery. Also, we are recommending that the Ministry of Defense and Veteran Affairs and Uganda Post Defense Forces leadership should deliberately support board and management in tracing and following up UPDF deserters who live with Wasako loans in order to protect members' money, because we found out that the loan protection fund, we lose it more to the deserters than to the dead. And it should be the other way around, because these ones are there and we know them and we can also trace them. Lastly, a centralized security operations command center should be established to safeguard our money as per the information and security policy of Wazalendo Sacco. Finally, it's about opinion of the supervisory board. As the supervisory board, the financial statements as presented by the society's committee, that's the board, reflect a true and fair view of the operations and affairs of Wazalendo Sacco as at 31st December 2023. I thank you very much for listening. That's the end of my report.
Thank you very much.